Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Misha Janice, an attorney licensed in both New York and Florida. Welcome back to our Justice for Dan Markel series. This is just an update video to let you guys know that the appellate case in Charlie Adelson's appellate proceedings is not really moving forward at all. The initial brief was due July 19th. And that's after an agreed upon extension of time between the parties. From June 19th, they agreed to a 30-day extension of time. Now, instead of filing that initial brief of appellant Charlie Adelson, his appellate counsel has filed instead a motion to supplement the appellate record. Now, we kind of had a hint that this was going to happen because when they filed the notice of agreed upon extension of time back in June, they included a footnote in that notice. And the footnote basically said that, hey, we were looking through the record on appeal. The record on appeal is the entirety of the appellate scope, what they're going to be looking at. So all of the transcripts and all of the evidence that the appellate court needs to review to see what happened in the lower courts. Okay, so this was the notice that the parties agreed to an extension of time for the appellant, Charlie Adelson, to serve his initial appellate brief. It just goes through, saying that both parties agree to the actual extension of time. Now, they go through when the proposed new filing date would be, and that's July 19th here that we see. And then there's this footnote. So let's look at that really quickly. The footnote says, pursuant to Administrative Order 23-2, undersigned counsel, that's Charlie's counsel, has reviewed the record on appeal to determine whether supplementation is necessary. And based on this review, undersigned counsel discovered that a seemingly relevant hearing transcript is missing from the record. The transcript of the February 28th, 2023 hearing on the defendant's motion for a protective order. Based on undersigned counsel's understanding of this precedential case, Du Bois v. State, one, undersigned counsel has ordered a transcript, and two, if after receiving and reviewing the transcript, undersigned counsel determines that the transcript is needed for the appeal, then undersigned counsel will file a motion to supplement the record with the transcript. So Charlie's appellate counsel was saying, hey, we were looking through the record on appeal and noticed that something was missing. There was a transcript missing, and that transcript was from a hearing that was held back in February of 2023. In that hearing, there were two things being discussed. One was the defendant's motion for a protective order, basically. The defendants were arguing that they did not want Katie McBanawa's proffer to the state that she provided after her trial, after her conviction. Charlie's counsel did not want that proffer being provided to the public. Although it is a public record under statute, there is case law basically that weighs the evidence to see if releasing this particular evidence would be problematic for a current trial. And that current trial was Charlie Adelson's trial. So back in February of 2023, Daniel Rashbaum was arguing, hey, Judge Everett, please don't release Katie McBanawa's proffer video interview with the state. Don't release that to the media because it could harm the jury pool that we're going to be picking a jury from for Charlie Adelson's trial. Now, that was about 2 months before Charlie Adelson's trial was about to start. At the hearing, media companies, including the parent company for the Tallahassee Democrat, I believe, they actually called into the hearing and they opposed the motion. Of course, they wanted to be able to share Katie's proffer with the public. But in the end, Judge Everett ruled that it would be more prejudicial to release that to the public before the jury was picked and before the trial started. So Daniel Rashbaum won that motion. The second item that was heard at that hearing in February of 2023 was a motion for continuance. Daniel Rashbaum wanted extra time to prepare for the trial, and Judge Everett granted that as well. So two different issues were heard in that hearing, and both issues went in favor of Daniel Rashbaum's client, Charlie Adelson. So now we get to this appeal, and appellate counsel is saying this transcript is not in the record on appeal, and we may need it in the record on appeal. Why would they need it when both issues were ruled on in favor of Charlie Adelson? I don't know, but I do believe that this is going to be a delay tactic that his team uses to delay having to provide an initial brief before Donna Adelson's trial. Let's see what happened, and let's see how Katie McBanawa was called on this very issue, because she was in the same position that Charlie's now in. She was in that position at his trial, where she had been convicted and filed an appeal and was now testifying in a trial saying contradictory information.
And you realize that there are only two ways to get out of that prison, right?
What are the two ways?
Well, one way was in a coffin, right?
Yes, sir.
And the other way was cooperating against Charlie Adelson, right?
No, sir. I wanted the truth to finally come out.
What are the only two ways that you can ever get out of prison, Miss McBanawa?
My appeal?
Oh, well, we'll get to that too. You have an appeal pending right now, right?
Yes, sir.
That claims that you're innocent.
Yes, sir.
Let's just make this clear to the jury. Ms. Kappelman has called you as a witness against this man who's presumed innocent. You've just testified that you did a murder, and you have an appeal pending right now in this county claiming your innocence. Isn't that true?
Yes, sir.
So the very rationale that Dan Rashbaum is using against Katie McBanawa in Charlie's trial is the same rationale that, well, Dan Rashbaum would have to use against Charlie in his mother's trial when he has to testify come this September. So I think they're thinking it would be in their best interest to not have to file a substantive brief before Charlie has to testify in that trial. I don't know how far they're going to get with this. This was a motion. We don't know if the state is going to oppose this motion or if they're going to see right through it. I am no appellate attorney, appellate expert by any means. So there could be more going on that I'm just unaware of, but this is how I see it. This is how I see it at first blush. And when I noticed that that initial brief was not getting filed before July 19th when it was due, I went back to that notice of of an agreed extension of time. And I saw that footnote and I said, you know what? There's a reason that they put this footnote in there. It's going to somehow play into their maneuvering of the timeline in which, they get to file this initial brief for Charlie. So let me know what you think. If there are any appellate attorneys watching that want to chime in, I'd love to hear from you. Feel free to comment below or reach out to me on my email, presumelegal@gmail.com. I'd love to get your take on this to see what possibly could be going on in the minds of the appellate team. I think I do have a pretty good handle on that, though. In the next days and weeks coming, I'll be checking this docket to see if the state has filed a reply to the motion, or to see if the appellate court will grant or deny this motion to supplement the trial record. Frankly, there's no reason that it should have taken an entire month to file this motion. They already knew that the transcript was not in the record, so it really didn't take a month for them to. It didn't take a month for them to determine that they need to file this motion. So they're, I believe, just dragging things out. They're waiting until the actual deadlines, and unless they are told to do anything different, I believe that they will be trying to drag it out for as long as possible prior to Donna's trial. That's all I have for you today. Don't forget to hit that like button and make sure you're subscribed so you see updates like this when I put them out. Hit that notification bell so you're notified of my content as soon as it comes out. I will be bringing more content on the Adelsons and looking for more trials and subjects of, legal interest that you guys may be interested in. So if there's anything that you want to see me cover, leave a comment below and I will check it out. All right, until the next drop. Peace.